Hey guys, there's 15% left on my battery. Um, Power saving notification will go on, and there's 5% left, but I got a charger that's just down there. Oh, just decided to close the door. So, I was blessed to be able to finish at work at 2 a.m. this morning. There's pros and cons to everything, but I was signed on to finish at 2 a.m. Um, Not yesterday morning, but the morning before, and I started at 5 p.m. But I ended up finishing that morning, which was Friday morning, at 4:30 a.m. And then on the Friday night, I was supposed to start at 5 p.m. and finish at 2 a.m. on Saturday morning. I finished at 5, and then today I finished at 2. So I had my gym gear in my car for 3 days straight. um, so what I wanted to do, for me, I got 3 that's worth 1 point and 3 that's worth 2 points. I've done 2 of the 1 points, which was get home and unpack my bags. And one of the 2 pointers out of the 3 I've done is have a gym workout. And it was awesome. I was like, yeah, I'm doing the works. It's been about 3 or 4 days since I've been in there, so I've done the works and added in 5 sets of 20 star jumps and ran 3 kilometers instead of 2. Now I had 2, and then I've done my stretches, and I've done 2 kilometer run, and I mixed in my 5 sets of 20 star jumps with my push up routine. I just named that. If you guys don't know it, then I've mentioned it many times in the past recordings. And then went for another 1 kilometer run, and then 5 sets of 20 on the bicep curls. Turns out they're 10 kilos. I think they're 10 kilos. Number 10 anyway. So this recording is called The Balance Between Chaos and Contentment. I've always wanted to be happy, bracket, and in 5 years, I know I will be. So, people can say, oh, yeah, well, in 5 years you'll be 42, so it'll be age thing, like you've puckered out and you got all your venom out and all this type of thing. And it's like, but that's like the least of reasons why. That's like the very least of reasons why. And so you imagine like having all these people talk down to you, telling you won't amount to anything, all this type of stuff, and then you try all these things, because you want to better your life, and then you just end up going nowhere. And yeah, I ended up graduating high school and getting a degree in multi-studies, national certificate in youth studies, a certificate in Scrum Mastery. There's notifications from YouTube, so just turn the phone on. Oh, something good to watch too. And you've got your full driver's license, no criminal record, obviously. All these things, but when it comes to money and when it comes to having friends, I've had friends, but most of them have come and gone. But there is still, I have a feeling that there is some people that I would, if I was to bump into from Hawke's Bay, we would get along. There was a phase where I wouldn't talk to them, but that's because they didn't support me, and I didn't have, and a couple of them actually were still in contact with my parents, who I thought at the time were narcissists. I don't know about that now. But abusive, like, I had to do things their way, and if it wasn't their way, then they didn't want me to succeed. So I'll just leave it at that. So, and then you have all these people throughout society, how they treat autistic people and how they treat ADHD people. Anyone who's different, anyone who's different. Um, so, you're telling me that you just naturally will become happy without becoming your best self and without proving all these people wrong. I mean, that's an ideal world, but the reality of the situation is no. Like some people might get there, but I think there's a sense of denial in that aspect. Well, I know what I couldn't, and the thing is, I used to be like in my teens, I had high self confidence, and as well as a child, it wasn't until my mid 20s where my confidence dropped. But that's because where I thought I would be was nowhere near, right? And people who were a lot less qualified and all this type of stuff for different jobs were getting opportunities, and I don't hate them for it. But I was just like, what the hell? What's going on, God? And so I would say back then that my happiness would be at like 5% of the time. Contentment would be like 25% of the time, and then the rest was just frustration, anger, and frustration, and things like that. And I don't want to go back there. You know what I mean? I know my future's bright. I've been working full time for the better part of 10 years. You know, 3 years at a tannery, 3 years at a factory, so that's 6 years. Um, I've been with Armagard since October 2022, so that's 2 years and 3 months. And so that's 8 years and 3 months. And then I had 7 months full time work at Carter's, not Placemakers, sorry, Carter's, and 2 months at Fulton, right? And I also had like 2 month or 3 month jobs doing um, orchard in, right? So here's the thing: is I'm going to stay at security, and I'm going to do my cybersecurity and all that, and I know I'm going to be happy because all the people that were like overtly shitting on me, getting in my face, all this type of stuff, the high majority of them were like, I was unemployed, I was this and that, and then they carried on that behavior when I was earning the same amount. But they're just average people, and I don't have an issue with average people. But the thing is like when I get to the point where I'm earning like double the amount of average, pushing for triple, that'll be, if I once I graduate this cybersecurity stuff, it's like 100k, and so like your average person here in New Zealand gets 55k. Then you could do more study, and a year later it bumps it up to 150 or 160, and yeah, and then I have a woman that loves me, all this type of thing. I just think that people just automatically get happy overnight without proving people wrong. For me, there's an element of deceitfulness in there, falsefulness, or I mean, I just can't see myself doing that. And yeah, I mean, I would love to be like top of the world and stuff, but being realistic, I'm just gonna be pushing for that. And yeah, right now it's like I'm 50% of the time I'm content. I'm like 35% of the time I'm happy, and like 10%, 15% of the time I'm angry and frustrated. So things have really, really improved, and I know I'm gonna be like happy and content, and I'll probably never or very rarely be angry when I'm 5 years older.